Welcome back to the Capital Mindset Show, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great day as always. Today, we're going to be talking about Tyson Foods. So Tyson Foods is another company that has experienced quite a bit of pain as of filming this video, because you're seeing this in the future. It is sitting at $59.29. The company pays a dividend, not super big dividend, but a dividend, 3.24%. And the company sells a lot of chicken, as you might guess. If you're not from the United States, you also might still be experiencing their products because they also own brands outside the United States as well. This is an international business. They have investments in other businesses. You could call them their subsidiaries, partial subsidiaries, etc., across the globe. Now, if you're thinking about, global food trends, global population, global food insecurity, this is one play that might actually fit everything that you're looking for. However, you got to keep in mind with food businesses like this, they're heavily tied to the commodity that is food, right? Whether I buy chicken from their competitors or from them, it's chicken. Chicken is chicken, and beef is beef, pork is pork. Now, the pork part, or the pork component, is actually heavily tied to China. China is actually a really big market for pork, so you do actually have to concern yourself with the health of China, or the ability for China to import the food from the United States, particularly pork production. Now, Tyson Foods has been satisfying this demand for quite some time and has helped bolster its growth over the past decade. Going forward, we'll have to see how the relationship between the United States and China kind of proceed from here, because there are some tensions elevating that could perceive to be a short-term threat for Tyson Foods, here on into the near term. Now, overall, I do think that the pie for food is going to continue to grow. Population trends are in line with continued growth in population. Certain parts of the world are going to grow and actually maybe be more consumptive with when it comes to food, energy, etc., but particularly food. And so that bodes well for something like Tyson. Now, the counter argument is, of course, the change in food behavior from something that is more carnivorous, or I'm losing words here, but more a carnivore diet versus the vegan diet, right? So, most humans are omnivores. Very few, I guess, of the population are vegan, and very few are also just purely carnivores, but most are omnivores. So they eat a mix of, vegetables, fruits, meats, a lot of processed food, with the grain and stuff. But meat is in there. And so how much does that trend kind of shift towards veganism is yet to be seen. That's more of like maybe more of a legit threat. Tyson Foods is investing in the vegan food products. They used to have an investment in Beyond Meat back in the day. They spun that off. They don't own any as of now, but they are investing on their own in that category, because why not do it themselves? I've tried Beyond Meat products. I'm personally not a fan. I even tried the beef jerky recently out of curiosity. It was absolutely terrible. It was like eating leather. And you're like, oh, leather is like sin. No. It was like the worst way. It's like eating like a chair, leather. Like it was terrible, and the taste was awful. So that's kind of my quick 2 cents on that. But Tyson as a business, I mean, it's been doing really well. One joke I'll kind of say to kind of lighten the mood here is the CFO got arrested on DUI, I believe, and the CFO, his last name is Tyson, so he'll be fine. He won't lose his job. But the business itself has actually, it's a pretty good business. Like, you have a total debt of $8 billion, cash on hand of $1 billion. It is down. Debt's also down. So all in all, looks pretty solid there. Nothing really out of the ordinary. If you're kind of looking at the cash flows, I've got to tell you, cash flows for businesses like this are going to be pretty wonky. They're notoriously more difficult to analyze. And again, you might want to also do your own analysis on the commodity price of chicken, right? So how is chicken doing? How much production is in there or out there in the world? How are other markets doing? We have a big producer in Mexico. We have big producers in Brazil. So how are those markets kind of fitting into the global market? And how does Tyson fit in all this? Well, Tyson Foods, I can guarantee you they have people who are paid excellent amounts of money to worry about that day in and day out. And the business will do, in my opinion, just fine into the future. Now, Tyson Foods here at this price, I feel like it's actually quite attractive. This price, I'm going to say it's quite attractive. And I've actually begun to accumulate here and there and build out a position in Tyson Foods. I've been building out some other positions, mostly supporter positions. Tyson Foods has the makings of something that could end up being a core holding if the price is right. And I think the price is kind of right there. Now, I'll kind of go over the valuation with you. Again, with the automatic adjustments, that I needed to make, because again, it is quite wonky, you could say, but kind of after normalization, for me, for this business, I prefer to have a bit larger margin of safety, and it kind of pencils out to right now is the price that I would like to accumulate. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say on that matter. As far as like the dilution rate of the business, we can kind of see here that they have been buying back shares more recently. Sentiment scores I don't think they're scoring too well right now. No, it's actually scoring quite well, which, oh wait, no, that's not the sentiment score. The sentiment, it's not even coming in. No sentiment score coming in for this one. Yeah, 0. So, yeah, it's fine. It's a fine business. I feel like it's not like a fantastic business. It's not one of the businesses I'd be pounding the table saying I'm going to be putting something like a meta-sized amount of money into it. But it's a good business. What I believe is a good price. There could be better opportunities. So, yeah, I feel like, do your own research here and figure out if it's the right stock for you. But, you can tell, if you can't tell over the camera, I'm not like super, super, super excited about this business. I'm not, saying, wow, I just have to own this company. I'm kind of more like, oh, yeah, I like the company. I think it's a good business. But yeah, it doesn't really, how do you say? I mean, well, sometimes that's good. Like having a bit of a conversation about that. Sometimes it's good to invest in businesses that aren't necessarily the one that's going to get you, one, a lot of views on social media, and two, kind of more so along the lines of not talked about a lot in certain circles, and sometimes overlooked. And Tyson could be one of those. And I feel like in the past, my household has accumulated Tyson around these levels. So it's kind of funny. It got right back down to these levels and gives us another opportunity to accumulate more shares of this business. But it's not going to, again, be like the size of some of these other positions. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.